Thanks, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Steve Teutsch, and as chair of the study, I want to welcome everyone to the first meeting of the Committee on Accelerating Progress to Reduce Alcohol-Impaired Driving Fatalities here at the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. As many of you know, the project is sponsored by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and this is indeed our first open session. It is available over the web, so there hopefully are many people who are watching us and listening to the presentations this morning. I'm joined by the committee members who are sitting at the table with me, and I'll ask them to introduce themselves in a few moments. But before we get into the meat of the session, I want to note that again, this is an open, on-the-record session, and their interested individuals have been invited to be here in person or to listen over the web. These open sessions serve as information gathering sessions for the committee, but since this is the first meeting, the committee is just beginning the process of assembling the materials and information that it will examine and discuss in the course of its deliberations and ultimately making its findings, conclusions, and recommendations. So please be mindful that the committee has come to absolutely no conclusions, and that it would be a mistake for anyone to leave here today thinking otherwise. In regards to that, the comments made by individuals, including the committee members, shouldn't be interpreted at any point, really, in our deliberations as positions of the committee or the academies. And the committee members themselves typically do ask questions that are probing. And they may not be indicative of either any discussions of what the committee has discussed, nor actually even their own opinions, but are intended to secure some needed information. Our report is expected to be delivered in the winter of 2017, so we have a good bit of work ahead of ourselves. The committee will deliberate, of course, thoroughly before it actually writes its report. And as a matter of process, once the draft report is written, it goes through a very rigorous review process by experts who are anonymous to this committee. The committee is obligated then to respond to those comments and revise the report appropriately. And those revisions need to satisfy the National Academies and the National Academies Report Review Committee before the work is actually considered an official report and is released. As I said, this is the first information gathering meeting of the committee. The second meeting will occur on March 22nd. In addition to the presentations we will hear today, the committee has reviewed information relevant to their charge and will continue to gather additional information over the course of the study. We have a number of speakers today, and after each of their comments, there will be a question and answer period, primarily focused on clarification of fact by the committee members. And if we have adequate time, we'll open the floor to meeting attendees to ask additional questions. At the end of our open session, we will have a period for public comment as well, and audience members and webcast viewers will be able to make brief comments. For the record, all the speakers will be asked to disclose whether they receive any funding for activities related to the topics being discussed today and the sources of such funding, for example, government agency or foundation funding. For more information about our work and the study, you can visit the project website, which is available in your attendee packets. If you have any logistical questions during the day, please talk to the NASEM staff at the registration table and around the room. As I said, we are being webcast live and recorded. The presentations and videos will be posted to the project website about 1 or 2 weeks after the meeting, so there will be access. Two committee members, Kit Delgado and Ricardo Martinez, aren't here today. I don't believe they're on the, they may be on the phone. So Dr. Martinez in particular may be available via webcast. So everyone is aware who's here. I'm going to just ask the committee members to very quickly introduce themselves and their affiliation. As I said, I'm Steve Teutsch, and I work at UCLA, USC, and the Public Health Institute. Why don't we start with you, Doug, and we'll go around the table.
Sure. Doug Wiebe, University of Pennsylvania. I'm in epidemiology there.
Linda DeGutis, Henry M. Jackson Foundation, Director of Defense Health Horizons, which is based at the Uniformed Services University.
David Jernigan, I'm an associate professor in the Department of Health, Behavior, and Society at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health.
I'm Joanne Tomka. I'm program counsel at the National Association of Attorneys General.
Good morning. I'm Julie Baldwin at Northern Arizona University, the director of the Center for Health Equity Research.
Tim Namey. I'm a physician and researcher at Boston Medical Center and an associate professor at the BU Schools of Medicine and Public Health.
I'm Catherine Keyes. I'm an associate professor of epidemiology at Columbia University.
Jeff Niederdeppy. I'm an associate professor of communication at Cornell University.
And I'm Jody Sindelar. I'm a professor at Yale University, and my field is health economics and economics of addictions.
Charles O'Brien. I'm a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, trained as a psychiatrist and neurologist and researcher on the pharmacology and biology of alcoholism and other addictions.
Great, thank you. So, rather than listening to me talk about administrative issues, I'm glad to get into the substantive part of our open session today. And first off, we have Jeff Michael, who's the Associate Administrator for the Research and Program Development at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And as you all know, NHTSA is the sponsor of this committee's work, for which we're most grateful. And most importantly, Jeff's going to provide us some background on alcohol-impaired driving and present his perspective and the agency's perspective on the our statement of task. And then we'll have some Q&A from the committee. So thanks so much for being here. We look forward to your comments. Yes, feel free to speak from wherever you're most comfortable.